So a few days ago, a couple of days ago, I posted, it was a community post about Punk Magic on Patreon, just a bit of a notification advert, that type of thing. And for some reason, that particular post had about three or four people commenting that it was, how is it different to Chaos Magic? Is it Chaos Magic? And all that stuff. So just all of a sudden, that particular one, it hasn't come up before. Now, I would say that punk magic is more akin to folk magic and witchcraft, but we can see the comparisons between punk magic and chaos magic. Obviously, they are quite close siblings. But I did want to kind of um, talk about, or quickly talk about at least, some of the differences between chaos magic and punk magic. So I have got, I kind of created 6 points. So first of all is the core ethos, defiance versus freedom. So when it comes to chaos magic, this is really a search for freedom, and the freedom from dogma, the freedom from belief, with the especially with the saying, belief is a tool. And it's very experimental, it's very pragmatic. Whereas punk magic, on the other hand, is more born out of defiance, comes from rebellion. It's rebellion against spiritual consumerism, against capitalist spirituality, against authority of all forms, really, magical or otherwise. And it's ethical anarchy, and this is somewhat different to uh, chaos magic specifically, anyway. Second point was relationship to the world itself. Chaos magicians kind of tend to treat and view the world as a sandbox. As I said just now, it's chaos magic is very experimental, but the chaos magician can be seen as the hacker. The punk magic, on the other hand, sees the world as kind of a battleground and a stage, where their magic becomes art, it becomes protest, it becomes ritual rebellion. Every spell is a statement, and as I said, coming back to the whole idea that it's ethical anarchy, which is somewhat different to chaos magic. Third point was aesthetic and emotional tone. Chaos magic tends to be somewhat cerebral. It's postmodern, it's witty, it can often be playful, especially when you start incorporating archetypes from Harry Potter and Star Wars and Star Trek and all of that type of stuff. But punk magic, very visceral. It's raw, it's angry, it's passionate. It's, as I said just now, it's fighting or rebellion against the forms of power which we find ourselves um, not being controlled, but they are trying to control us, and we are trying to rebel against that, trying to get away from it, trying to take down our oppressors. Very different to chaos magic in that regard. Fourth point, the role of community. Chaos magic tends to produce very solitary magicians or experimenters. It's often aimed at the lone sorcerer. Punk magic, on the other hand, is about the collective. It's about the tribe. It's about community. It's about activism and mutual aid and all that stuff. So again, very, very different. Let's see. The fifth point was magical focus. Okay, yeah, this isn't really a huge point, but chaos magic kind of focuses on efficacy. What works? Does it work? It's very, very results driven, whereas punk magic focuses on integrity. What feels true to you and your community? Or what expresses the self without compromise. Results matter, but meaning matters more. Again, coming back to the anarchy, or expressions of anarchy, um, and the community-driven stuff, taking down the oppressors, all of that stuff. So very much about integrity in that regard. And then the last point, spiritually speaking, anyway, chaos magic often uses gods, spirits, and symbols as temporary operating systems. Coming back to the first point, which was about, the saying, belief as a tool. In chaos magic, what you would do is you would take a particular belief, you would completely immerse yourself into it, and until you know what it is, use your magic, and then suspend belief. So it's about temporary operating systems, but knowing those operating systems, obviously. But punk magic tends to reclaim the sacred. It finds holiness in the dirt, in the noise, in the resistance itself. It looks to spirits as comrades. It finds solace in ancestors, and all of that stuff. So there are, that's not a temporary operating system. You are building a system which is very permanent, and it will morph and change over a period of time. But it's not take it on, immerse yourself in it, do what you need to do, and discard it. It's about building a system which you can rely on, which you can come back to, which you can trust. Um, you know, so there are several differences between punk magic and chaos magic, but as I said, there are obviously some similarities, some overlaps, and there will be. In any form of magic, you're going to have influences from other traditions, from other forms of expression and magic itself. But as I said, I think punk magic is a bit closer to witchcraft, especially in regards to the anarchy, the taking down of oppressors, of those people who try to enforce their power upon us as individuals, as witches. And that becomes very different to the experimentation of chaos magic. All right, so hope that cleared some stuff up. Hope that made some sense. If it didn't, ask some more questions and we'll get more into it. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Cheers, bye bye.